morning, my Sagittarius family. This is Mary Elizabeth with Sacred Love Tarot with your energy spirit message reading for January 2022. I hope this reading finds you doing well, happy, and healthy. Thank you so very much for turning up and tuning in. I'd like to request that you like, share, follow, subscribe, hit that notification button, and please comment. I love reading your comments. It makes me happy. So without further ado, here is our spirit energy reading for January 2022. Yes, lovely, beautiful Sagittarius. Couple of cards, please, for Sagittarius. Thank you. Let them fly. A couple of flyers for Saggy. Oh, it didn't fly, did it? But that's okay. We'll take it. Spirit reading for Sagittarius. They're like, no, they have nothing to say to you. There we go. Oh, 4 cards. Well, this should be fun. Oh, no, really? 8 cards? Oh, forgiveness. Yeah, we struggle with that. Listen. Yeah, we struggle with that too. Soul solitude. Stay connected. And gratitude. Look at those beautiful cards. All right, let's see what the Crow Tarot has for us. Yeah, I think, the forgiveness card, that's a slap in the head. For me as a Sagittarius, I have a very hard time. I have a very hard time forgiving. I do not have a hard time with just cutting people off and letting people go. But I still hold that, those resentments or those emotions that I still hold on to those, and I hold on to that residual energy. I hold on to that muck and I wear it like a smart suit. And I don't know, it's like I justify it because I hold on to what was done to me in the past, So we have to learn to, yeah, look at that. We have to learn to have that forgiveness, or to be able to forgive, and not just forgive, Sagittarius, but also release any emotions connected to that residual energy from what has happened to you in your past or your present. So forgiveness. Holding on to resentment and anger is preventing or even suffocating your spiritual growth. Resentment is one of the strongest and most damaging of human emotions. The act of forgiveness in its own right is equally incredibly powerful, and it has the capacity to heal and transform. You have to be willing to listen if you want to really understand someone. Now is not the time to be offering advice, saying that to a Sagittarius. Yeah, but to be compassionate. To listen fully and intently means to pay attention, not to just what's being said, but what lies beneath the words. Soul solitude. Hold on for a second. Let me move these out the way. Your soul needs attention. There are moments when it's important to get away, not just from the noise of the outside world, but to find a place where your soul can experience peace and quiet. A place for soul solitude. This is a time to pause and a time to reflect and a time for you. So what I get from this is that if you are face to face forgiving someone, right, bringing out that forgiveness to raise your vibration to a high level, or if you're going through a spiritual transformation and you're offering this forgiveness, don't be so inclined to argue your point of view while you're forgiving someone for what they've done to you. You know what I'm saying? So I forgive you. I forgive you for A, B, C, D. And the person says, well, the reason why I did A, B, C, D, and then you jump into defense mode, right? So that's not forgiveness. That's going around and around and around like you have been. So you need to really be intent about it. Like, you really need to connect with your higher self source and your soul And really, when you go into this time of forgiveness and looking at, and this could be a significant other, this could be a relationship with your parents, this could be a relationship with self, this could be a friendship, whatever the case, really stepping back and taking a look at your actions from the outside looking in, right? And putting yourself in someone else's shoes. Stay connected. We are all born connected to spirit, often known as the divine source. Yet many of us have a tendency to pull away from the connection. Yeah, say that to the people on the back. As we journey through life in the physical world, now is an important time to reconnect to source. So I also know as a Sagittarius that when we have a tendency to get to a point where we feel ourselves about to flourish and about to come into our own spiritually, and then we fear that we're not good enough, or we fear that, or we start doubting ourselves, right? And then we step back from that spiritual abundance that we have been given, right? We are very powerful emotional spirits having this human experience. And as a human, we are very powerful emotional spirits having, or human having this spiritual experience. So we find it hard to forgive, to listen, and to stay connected, because once we let go or release, we have a tendency to kind of hold on to, we have a tendency to stay more connected to the bitterness we feel because someone did us wrong than we do to our higher self and source, right? So that's where the soul solitude comes from. That's where taking a step back and putting yourself in someone else's shoes, or taking a step back and looking at your life from a different perspective and finding love for yourself and allowing that connection to source and to spirit overflow, and sharing that connection, that feeling of higher vibration with others. We are very spiritual beings, Sagittarians. I think that we really, when we're really connected to source, we're really connected to source. But here's what I want to say. Don't compromise this journey by ego, right? And we have a tendency to do that too. We have a tendency to, we don't want to be proven wrong. We find it very hard to swallow our pride and say, I'm sorry, or to say, I forgive you. And as I said, we then start defending ourselves against the actions that, and it's this whole circle thing that we do. So come from a place of gratitude instead of coming from a place of defending yourself. Come from a place of gratitude. Come from a place of love. Come from a place of forgiveness. Come from a place of connecting to source and spirit. Don't come from a place of ego when you're going on this spiritual journey. And I think that's what this is. You know, in order for us to move forward and vibrate from a higher frequency, we need to forgive. We need to listen. We need to let go and stay connected to source and spirit. We also need to come from a place of gratitude, not from a place of self-sabotage, not from a place of compromising our integrity, not from a place of defending our actions, be them good or bad, not from a place of ego, or a place of uncertainty, or a place of undeserving, or a place of unworthiness. We need to come from a place of love and connection to spirit and source. And the only way we find that truly is if we disconnect from this human self and we look at our lives from a totally different perspective. We look at our lives from a spirit perspective, having this human experience, as opposed to a human having a spiritual experience, because the human part of us will make excuses on why we're not connected to spirit, on why we can't forgive, on why we can't show gratitude, on why we have to compromise this or that or the third. Spirit will look at your life from a different perspective and go, I see, I understand, I forgive, I listen, I connect with higher source and self. I come from a place of gratitude. I come from a place of love, loving myself, loving others. I come from a place of peace and abundance and prosperity, and I share that with those around me. And I do not come from a place of sabotage. I don't come from a place of feeling like I have to fight every step of the way, because I don't. I come from a place of solitude, gratitude, and forgiveness. And I love you all. Thank you so much, Sagittarius, for giving me the honor to do this reading. And until next time, take care of you. Bye.